All right, it's a couple of monsteras here. I got two of those. These are the Ficus lyrata bush form. See, we go through the lyratas quite often here in our store. And I know with like Ficus, like the Ficus lyratas, a lot of people always kind of worry about taking care of these trees. The biggest thing is always letting them dry a little bit on top between their shed their leaves, and a fairly bright indirect all over the place, kind of similar to this here. These are some of the philodendron cordate on a moss pole. Yeah, before I get a little further ahead. So the monsteras, as you know, monsteras lyrata, they all need a fairly bright indirect, and it's the first time we got these on a moss pole, so we're just trying them out on moss in some bigger hanging baskets. Esquilato, I believe. So you can see the leaves are quite large on this variety, already kind of penetrated, nice foliage on it. We got a tray of the olives in some of these nice ceramic pots. So we got the white pots, blue, and it looks like some of the gray color as well. This one here, another monstera. Again, these ones, the monsteras here, they're getting to the size as well where they'll either need like a moss pole soon, or they'll start to flop over a little bit off to the side because technically they are a vine. So if you have a moss pole for these ones, it would help for a moss pole or any kind of support to allow them to climb more upright, and that'll give it a more slender look other than having a plant. As you can see, the one back here in the window, the monstera, you can see it's already growing out sideways. Come take a look here. You can see without a moss pole, you can see how they naturally grow. They just branch out, grow out sideways wherever they can fall over and hang off to the side. And I'm just gonna move this guy here, and then we can go down this way. I'll show you a few other nice new plants that we got. So we got a different variety of jade. So these are a couple different varieties. The original jade, there's I call them like the ET fingers, the variegated jade there. We got a lot of new succulents, a lot of the 2.5 inch here, and then we got a lot of 4 inch succulents, different varieties. This is the goldfish, shady ladies. We got another one that's a little bit hard to get out of the goldfish family. Got the nice bright underside of the red leaves. These ones aren't in bloom now, but when they do flower, they get really nice goldfish looking flowers on them, fairly bright neon orange flowers. This is one of the philodendron cordatums, not on a pole, so it hasn't been unfurled yet, but once I take these off, these guys are probably going to be at least from here down to the ground. So nice trailing plant. And then some of these are the Ficus bambino, which is actually a dwarf variety of the lyrata. So the leaves are half the size, they don't get that big. You can see they're more slender too, so definitely not as bushy as the lyratas are that we have. So we got a couple of those. You can see nice and full on these ones too. These are pretty actually tall for a 2 gallon. Usually when we get them in 2 gallon pots, they're roughly around that size, so good amount of growth on them. I've got a smaller one in the window at the back there, which is from back in December, January. I've got one left, but you can see it's actually fairly small compared to these ones are. We also got a couple of nice dracaenas too. This is the white and green variety. This one also too on the trunk is variegated too, so you get the white and green color on the trunk as well as the leaves. We got one of the variegated dracaenas, the yellow and green variety, dragon tree. This is another monstera cordatum here on a pole. And then this guy here, this is one of the Ficus. This is one of the smaller leaf varieties here. This is the Ficus daniela. So again, smaller leaves, a little similar to like, I can't remember the name of the other one there. So you can see the leaves on this one if you want to come in. It's very similar to like Ficus benjamina. The benjaminas tend to drop the leaves a little bit faster through shock. This one, the daniela, they can handle a bit more change in lighting and water, things like that, other than the benjamina. So we got one of these just because it is a little bit hardier for the Ficus family. If you want to come in and take a look at it, you can see the leaves are a little bit smaller, a little more glossier. This one's a very compact variety. It's got the braided trunk on it too. More standard form of one of the Ficus. We got a lot of the 4 inch of the money trees. They're fairly tall too. Nice height on them for being in a small pot. And then we got the philodendron golden crocodile. You can see nice golden foliage on it. Crocodile looking edges on it, like their teeth, I guess, similar to. And then another lemon. You can see this one's got the lemons already grown on it. And then we got some of the calancho. I think that's a chocolate soldier. Fairly nice size, pretty bushy, a lot of side shoots on it. Very fuzzy leaves. These ones like a lot of bright indirect light, a little bit of full sun too. Same as the burrow's tails, with some nice trail already on them. Another Ficus lyrata. Then we have the philodendron linetti. Nice long leaves on these ones too, fairly bushy. Bright indirect light for these as well. And then we've got a couple of the begonias. This is one of the nicer varieties that I can always get. Nice foliage on it. And then this is the other begonia that I got too. If you look at the leaf too, it's quite a shiny red foliage. The black center. And then I believe just on the other end here, we got a bunch of 2.5-inch succulents, a mixture of these. And in this too, there's also the variegated jade. Got the pink, white, and green foliage. Some of the bear's paws, look like little bear's paws there. And then a few other different varieties of the calancho, some of the sedums with some nice pink and purple color. Some of the zigzag cactus, really full pots on those, nice red tips on the growth. Lipstick plants, these are in full bloom right now. Really nice foliage, glossy foliage with nice red flowers. And then one of the big pots there we got, the sticks on fire, I believe they're called. Sticks on fire. This is one of the nicer one I've seen, fairly full too. There was only 1 or 2 of these available. You normally don't get them this full, and you can see nice red tops on them with the yellow tips of the new growth. So lots of new plants to come check out every week that we have, and we'll see you when you come in.